So this video is going to talk about how I have 16 agents working for me every single day, working specific jobs in a hybrid workspace between a human who runs all 16 agents every day, which makes my life so much more easier. I mean, I have email marketers, business lawyers, closers, appointment setters, social media managers, like all these things are taken care of for me while I am on set, while I'm behind camera, while I'm talking to clients. And all I do is have my VA manage all of these agents. Today, I'm going to break down exactly what each one does, how I use them, and why this stack works for creative CEOs, freelancers, or anyone in a health and wellness business. If you're ready to dial in, because I'm going to have a really quick overview, it's not going to be that detailed, but I will do some detailed ones later. But let's just get into it. So I'm going to start off first with my favorite one, which is Perplexity. So this is Perplexity here. This is the whole entire software. Looks similar to ChatGPT. Perplexity here in model allows you to utilize the workforce of the other platforms in AI. This what makes it amazing. It's like having a ton of AIs all mixed in one. Here I have the computer, but you also can do your deep search this way. And you can also add skill, connect things, have connectors here, add, attach things, and have your spaces. And let me first explain what Perplexity is. So think of Perplexity as Google, but smarter, faster, with sources. Perplexity is an AI-powered research tool. You ask it a question, it searches the internet in real time, and then it gives you a clean answer with citations, no ads, no SEO spam, just the answer to that question that you ask. So let me show you how that type of search will work, right? I can ask it, let's say I'll ask it something to research, but first let me just go through this really quick. You see, you have computer here, you have your spaces, you have your artifacts. So these are everything that I've built, like documents here. Here's where you customize and you can build skills, is what I was mentioning earlier, my workflows, then your memory, which I imported from ChatGPT, and then, and you'll see all that here on the side, and here's the history of those chats here. So you can connect this with so many different, like I use it with Notion, like this is just, Perplexity is amazing. So, but first let's go into the chat and let's ask it a question, right? Let's just ask it for something. So let's say if I want to ask it something for research basis, I'll ask it, I actually asked it a question the other day and I'm just going to bring that in and just copy that. All right, so let's say I want to use Oura Ring as a client. I'll just copy this so you can see how fast this is and see how, and you can, like I can choose what I wanted to use to search it. But here it'll tell you the progress and it will give you the artifacts if we made any. And then here are the sources that's made. But did you see how quick this is being built right now? This is insane. This is super, super dope. Perplexity tends to ask you questions to prompt to see if you want to fine tune your search. I think that this is great for anyone working in anything that's data driven, documentarians, teachers, whomever. Like for a documentary project I worked on, it was so many archivals. See how the prompt questions are here, but there's so many archival, so much archival research I needed to do, and I still hired an archival producer. But at the same time, I was able to give them a guideline for something to where they can stir them into the right area. A few other things I want to talk about in Perplexity is, remember I said it was a search engine. So if I ask Perplexity how I can make Google Ads, right? So this is amazing because it's a search engine. You see, this is my browser. However, I can open up Assistant and I can say how to make Google Ads. And then it will give me a step-by-step breakdown on how to make these Google Ads. But then I want to go even further with that later on. I'm going to say, can you just, I'm lazy. I have things to do. Please do it for me. Right. So I'm going to ask them, like, you gave me these steps, but I need you to do this for me. So once it's done doing this part, and then you see how you still have your sources down here. It's crazy. And then and you can also use your mic and everything too. So it asks for permission before tapping into my browser. And you see this blue thing here, it will start to set up immediately. We don't have time for that because we had to talk about a few other apps. So I'm not going to go into that, but I will say that I use this to clean up my emails. a lot. I use this to, I went into all my different email accounts and I was like, hey, can you use the keyword call sheet, get all the call sheets, put them all in a folder in my Google Drive, extract the contacts on those call sheets and make me a database of people I've worked with over time so that I can do follow-up emails. It made an amazing Excel sheet. If you want to see that video, how I did that, you can just tap in and go from there and we'll just do a video specifically to that. But also what I've used Perplexity for is that I use it for my bookkeeping and my budgeting because this is freaking amazing for that. So all the information I need for my taxes and things of that nature. I'll also let it know what my goals are. Like, hey, what is my expenses for the month? Or what do I want my expenses to be? What are my bills? I do have to submit a few of these things, but it will extract a few of it too. So from your bank statements, it will say, oh, obviously this is for rent, right? Yes. And it will put it in there. And then it'll be like, oh, this must be like a phone bill. And it will already is added in with this template I've already created. But I like to invest. So I will have this structure set up and you can always clean up how these columns are here. This is just in the preview one, but if I opened it in my Google Drive, I can kind of slide this over and clean this up as far as like the folders are. But this is just how I structure things. This is not like the actual number, but these like default numbers to help some folks out. But this is how we allow ourselves to be on a particular budget so that we can invest and build wealth. And this is how I also put things in for tax prep and it categorizes them and then it will give me a summary at the end. This template, if you want this template, comment template, I will send it out. It's super dope. Like if you have Perplexity and you put this template in, you put your bank statements in to say, hey, input in all the data here and categorize it. And then you can go in and fine tune it if it made a mistake. But usually it didn't make much of a mistake when I did it. And it's just like so seamless. It's crazy. I know there's endless software that does our budgets for us, but some of us who like to put our hands on it ourselves and kind of customize things, this is what I like Perplexity for. So if you do want access to this, let me know. I will find a way to send it to you guys. Just comment budget template or budget. I will literally send this off and share it. So now, just a little bit to recap about Perplexity. Perplexity is about 17 bucks a month. That's you get like an annual fee, I think of 200 or something. I think that is for pro, and pro is worth it. Anything below pro, it's like you won't be able to get access to all the cool things that I mentioned here. And if you really want it to be robust, because most of these platforms use credits, you might want to go Perplexity Max. And I think that's like 200 a month. But that, therefore, I would say master one of these platforms and then move on from there. And that's the best thing to do. The next one I would like to go into is Claude. We're going to go into Claude. Claude is amazing. Claude has both code, now Cowork, and chat, and I'll break them down very briefly. You also have connectors and skills in it, but Claude is not just any type of AI. It's where my full team and staff lives and operates for me. You can also build AI agents in ChatGPT. If you want me to teach you that, then just let me know. I'll do another video on it, but let me explain what Claude is. Claude is an AI assistant built by Anthropic. Most people use it like a smarter chat GPT or like a more creative chat GPT, but I use it completely different. I've built 16 custom AI agents, as you can see, in Claude. Each one is trained on a specific framework, voices, skill sets. And you know what? Just let me show you really what this is here. They're divided in departments and they all work among between my filmmaking career and my business. They help with both, which is freaking amazing. So you see how they're separated, like strategy, social media, sales, and then they make plans for me per day. Every day I wake up and have this together. So I could say, hey, Aaron, and Aaron is my business coach, and my business coach will prep a discovery call or think through the pricing decision from a call when it recaps who I've spoken to, because I'll have that transcription from a call from Notion. Notion transcribes a lot of my chats so that Aaron can now prep this sales call or even prepare it to have a strategy for them so that my staff and I can look at that strategy from that specifically for that client. And then they kind of trickle it down. So then after that, Grant will go he's my sales manager. Grant will go and model that funnel to each other. It's like I don't even know if I'm making sense because it's insane. But basically, Aaron speaks to Grant. Grant then speaks to Cody, gets the copywriting done. Then after Cody, and then each one is modeled by some of my favorite folks. So like I have Cody modeled by Alex Hermosi style and Gary Halbert. So basically he will then kind of copyright in their particular styles. But I will have them funnel between departments and run the business, and my VA will manage that funneling. So again, just to go through this, you have your Cowork. Cowork is fire because what I do with Cowork is I have things scheduled. So basically, I will be scheduling like tasks, which is like my emails. It goes to my emails and gets my drafts for me in the day. Like it's insane. My LinkedIn outreach, my Instagram outreach, and I honestly can do a lot more. I just bounce between so many different platforms that is crazy. But then Claude also allows you to import more skills. I could definitely add more skills here. But then in addition to that, you can have it with a lot of connectors and plugins. So here are your connectors if you wanted things connected, and here are your plugins, right? And there's so many other things you can connect to Claude that make your job so much more easier and your tasks so much more easier. Claude is absolutely amazing. You can even put in different, you can connect it to different other softwares now to do funnels, ads, UGC. Like it's insane. And Claude is doing nothing but getting better and better, and we're barely surfacing, we're only touching the surface of what it can actually do. I'm only using my agents in Claude, but lately I'm trying to work with doing some funnels now because we're trying to making them custom. We're gonna play with making some funnels through Claude and playing with some UGC stuff with Claude, and I'll let you know how that goes. But it is absolutely amazing. And so I want to go into another AI, prep this other AI for you guys, but I want to end that with Claude saying that there is no other AI platform that does this agent process and these connections the same way. Like Perplexity, we use this. You can also use Claude as your web browser. You can connect it to Google. It has a Google Chrome extension. So you could be doing something opposite to what I'm doing. But with Perplexity, I just love how Perplexity does its research. And so it's like my favorite there. But Claude is it's chef's kiss. So I want to go into one more agent that I have here, and that's what base 44. This is what base 44 looks like if you aren't there, but they have super agents now. Base 44 is super, super crazy dope. Let me log in. 44 is a platform that lets you build fully functional apps and sites without writing any single code to make the website. You don't have to deal with that. It's just like something's like lovable, just like lovable, but it just creates your sites for you. You can describe what you want in plain English, and it builds the UI, the logic, the database, and the authentications, everything you need in the actual website, in the program. It's in the platform. It's crazy. So, but in addition to that, I actually use Base 44 hours to build an app, and that could be another video. But I mainly use it for its super agents, right? So here's how I kind of use it in my business, similar to what I was doing with Claude, but I enjoy the super agent in Base 44 to actually tap into some of my just managing my bookkeeping, checking up on some competitors, things of that nature. Because Base 44 sends you text messages on your iPhone, Android, with WhatsApp, things of that nature. So Base 44 has, and this agent I'm talking about is a super agent. The super agent is a personal AI agent that automates workflows, manages data, and it connects you with tools. These agents run continuously in the background, and you can interact with them via WhatsApp, like I said, Telegram, or directly in the platform itself. It also connects to iMessage. So yeah, let me log in. Here we are. So here's how Base 44 looks as the app. And you can see here, like you can like place a lot of this here and keep going and play around. It also has templates, if you can see. So here's like the, the websites and stuff that I mentioned, just templates on other things that you can play with in Base 44. We can do another video on that. Just didn't want to make this too long. It has the integrations as well, so you can connect to your Google, your Gmail, your LinkedIn, HubSpot, Instagram, business, so on and so forth. You can literally build amazing things with Base 44, your QuickBooks. It's crazy. So when we go to my agent is called Remy, and my agent goes through my emails. My agent goes through my budgeting. My agent checks my socials. My agent checks me on everything, and it texts me in the morning and gets everything through. So if I wanted to create a new agent, this is what it would look like. Hey, great to meet you. Hey, agent. So, and you will start building, and you can put prompts into how you would design that agent. I'm not going to do that fully now. We can make that another video, but they've already started creating the new agent for me. And we can go further if people want to do, but then you can put in the automations for that agent, so on and so forth. And see, now I have this new agent kind of created. But if I go back to my workspace apps, you can see like I started building an app here, and literally, boom, you can have your app idea and you can literally publish it right here and you're done. You just have to go through some checks and some settings and you're good to go. So I just want to recap or kind of put this in a clearer picture. Think of Base 44 as an execution engine. Claude is the brain, Base 44 is the hands. Okay? And you want to think of Base 44 in that way because you can integrate it with platforms like Google Calendar, Gmail, Slack, Notion, CRMs, HubSpot, Salesforce, sync the data, trigger workflows, and automate tasks. This is where your automation comes into play. And this is what makes Base 44 amazing. So in practice, you would have your Claude that writes the email sequences for you with my agents. And then Base 44 sends them out automatically. And from there, and I didn't even talk about half the things I also do with Claude, but that has to be another video. But while I'm shooting, Base 44 is automating this email sequence out to people daily. So it was actually acquired by Wix for about 80 million. So it's not a startup. It is not going to disappear. It's a real thing. It's here. It's growing. It has an infrastructure behind it that's immaculate. So Base 44 is a good thing to tap into right now, especially if you are a Claude user, because some people use N8N, and we can do another video on that about automations as well. But this is just my 3 favorites at the moment. So if we think about how we work all 3 of the stacks together, this is how I would build that out. So here's how the full stack works all together in one real example, right? I need to reach out to 50 wellness brands. So CMOs, business owners, you name it. I need to reach out to them immediately. And how do I do this outreach? Well, Perplexity will then do the research. Perplexity will research the industry, the pain points, any of these things that I need to know to see if I'm a good fit for these specific brands. Then I will know their pain points before I write a single word. I already am aware of how we can help them out. So Claude, I will brief the team. Grant builds the sales strategy. Cody writes 5 email sequences. Aaron preps me for the discovery call. And then Base 44, Rumi, and now I have another one. So I have Remy, and I have to build my new agent that I was about to start with you guys. Will then be the super agent that sends the emails out automatically, monitors the replies, and keeps the follow-up running without me touching a thing. These 3 tools one complete pipeline of outreach. I can have a VA monitor what all three are doing because, again, I believe in a hybrid working system, which is human and AI. But I can have all that happening while I'm filming a commercial, where I'm going out for a run, where I'm actually being able to close new clients. I can have that running for me and be able to be interactive with my clients and still monitor it all in the background while I'm growing constantly, constantly. So that's the stack. Perplexity is the research, Claude is the strategy, and your whole entire AI team. And then Base 44 is for building and automation. That's how I push it all through. It's it's insane. But if you are creative and you want a little bit more in-depth explanation of what these things do, then feel free to reach out, subscribe. I definitely can help you out. We can tell me which videos you want me to specify on because I did like a really fast overview. But if you're a wellness brand and you're wanting to know how this could work for your business specifically, then I can give you a free 20-minute AI strategy call. The link is in the description below. Make sure you subscribe if you want to see more of how I build this thing in real time. And also, and we can go more in depth about how we customize them to your brand, we customize them to your pain points, we customize them to your needs, because my agents are customized to what I need. I may have told them to move into the likeness, but they operate for what I need. And they speak to me in a very specific way, in the way in which I enjoy it. So again, if you're a freelancer or wellness brand and you want to learn more, subscribe. Let me know, comment on which platform you want to learn more about. You can even tell me what things specifically that you want help with, and I can just do a specific description on just that. Again, I'm Brianna. Let's go. Looking forward to showing you more. Peace.